Hi, everyone. This is Damaris Allen, back today with your weekly time with the president and update. And this will be our last time together. I am going to give a few minutes for everyone to get on. I hope you guys are doing well this week, that you are celebrating an end to e-learning and enjoying a little bit of a calmer week with less things to get in. Hopefully you're not rushing to get your kids to turn in their last minute items, and that you're being able to relax and get ready to enjoy a little bit of a break during the summer, as much as one as we can get. So I'm very excited and also sad because this is our last time together. I have thoroughly enjoyed having the privilege of serving as county council president for the past 2 years. It has been quite the adventure, and I have learned so much and have grown so much all the way along the way, and I'm so thankful that you have given me this opportunity to serve you. And I am so excited about the new board that is coming in. I know that they are going to do an amazing job and to continue to build upon the work that we have done. And so one of the exciting things that I get to do today is talk about our scholarship winners. So I want to tell you a little bit about our scholarship. We every year, County PTA offers 3 scholarships, or typically every year, County PTA offers 3 scholarships to students who have been involved in PTSA and have gone through the application process. We had so many great applications this year. It was really difficult to narrow it down to 3 winners. These students managed to fill out an application that is a significant time investment, as anyone knows who goes through filling out applications during the COVID-19 crisis. So their applications were especially impressive as they were adapting to their new normal. These scholarships are entirely funded by the businesses that pay for vendor tables at spring training. And as you know, we were not able to have spring training this year due to the crisis, but so many of our vendors have been incredibly generous, knowing that we use this money to fund our scholarships and continue to give and have offered to generously donate the money towards scholarships. So please reach out if you're a business that's interested in sponsoring, so you can be a part of this great opportunity. And we really appreciate all the businesses who made this possible. The largest scholarship is given in the name of Fred Rogers, who is a longtime PTA volunteer in HCCPTA. The Fred Rogers Scholarship is named after Fred Rogers, a child advocate. Both Fred and his wife, Marion Rogers, were dedicated members of Hillsborough County PTSA. So first, we are going to begin with our 2 $500 winners. Typically, we announce them at our award ceremony, and they are welcomed and recognized on stage. But unfortunately, we weren't able to do that this year. So that's why we are doing this live. And they were greeted with yard signs in their yards, and they've already been notified. So our first scholarship winner is Taryn Storter. She received $500. Congratulations to Taryn. Thank you for all that you have done and for what we are excited to see what you will do in the future. And our second $500 scholarship winner is Hunter Crumb. Congratulations, Hunter. Amazing work you have done. We are so grateful for the opportunity to support you in your future. And our final scholarship winner is the $1,000 recipient of our Fred Rogers Scholarship. And our winner for our $1,000 Fred Rogers Scholarship is Danielle Smith. Congratulations. We are so excited to see what you will do and where you will go in the future. Thank you so much for taking the time to fill out these scholarship applications during this difficult time, for the work that you all have done with your PTSAs throughout the years. We are so grateful for you. Student participation is so important because they bring perspectives that we don't have as parents and as teachers. So if you don't have students actively involved in your PTA, this is a great opportunity as we regroup and get ready for next year to take time and and look for ways that you can get your students involved and invested in your PTSA. So congratulations to all our winners. We wish we could celebrate you in person, but we're glad that we have this opportunity to celebrate you in a distance and decorate your yards with yet another sign. Congratulations, and thank you for being so resilient and so amazing. I can't imagine how challenging it is to be a graduate during this time, or a parent of a graduate, when things aren't quite like we expected. But it's a great life lesson. So congratulations to all of you. Some of the things I wanted to remind you about that we have coming up. Our Florida PTA Leadership Convention is still on. You can go ahead and register for that. It's going to be at Innisbrook. It's a wonderful opportunity for you to learn about how to run your PTA and to learn to connect with other leaders, which is so important to get support. I know that as of right now, they're planning to have an amazing party for Hillsborough County, so you can connect with other presidents and leaders in your area, and you can continue that connection throughout the year. And so it's such a great opportunity. The early bird deadline for Leadership Convention is June 2nd, so make sure you go ahead and register for that. The link is in the comments, so go ahead and check it out and follow that and register. We would love to see you there. I highly recommend it. I've been going for years, and it's a wonderful, wonderful time. Friendly reminder, please, please, please fill out your census. If you have filled out your census, please encourage others to do so. Remember, this is so important. This allows us to get funds for infrastructure, things like our school meals, which is so important. We're giving out so many more school meals during this time. We really need the funding in order to make that happen. And the only way we get that funding is by people filling out their census. And so please take some time, follow the link, find out you have questions about how to reach out to us. We are happy to let you know, to help you, assist you along the way, but please take time to do that, and please share it widely on your social media and encourage others to do so. It's really, really important. None of us wants to be throwing away money at any time. Also, coming up this week, Florida PTA has workshops planned, and this week they're going to be talking about their financial workshop with Karen Mazzola, Florida PTA Treasurer. And this is going to help you to know how to close out your year. And since things are a little different during this time, she'll have some tips on how to go through and do your audit and things like that, even if you are social distancing. So please plan to tune in. That's tomorrow at 12 o'clock, and I believe it's 7 as well. So there's a link to the information on the chat. So check that out and follow it. I highly encourage you to check that out. Also, National PTA is offering grants in conjunction with TikTok. And so check that out. The grants application opens June 1st. It's the opportunity for a local unit to get up to $5,000 to support students. So please look at that. If you need assistance, if you have questions about how your local unit can get into compliance so you can apply for this grant, or if you need assistance on how to apply for this grant, please don't hesitate to reach out to us at County. We are here to support you, and we're happy to help walk you through that process and help to get you into compliance so you're in a place where you can apply for that grant. And there's great opportunities you can use that to help with food, to help with mental health, with lots of options that are listed on that grant. So please follow the link and check that out. We also have feeding. Thank you, Amy Ray. PTA, National PTA has a convention every year, and a lot of times when we're at a local unit, we don't have the opportunity to go to that because it's in another state. This year it was supposed to be in Kentucky, and because of COVID, the plans have been redone. And so they're going to have a virtual convention, which is awesome because it gives us the opportunity to attend when we may not have had the opportunity otherwise. So I encourage you to check out the National PTA Convention. It is an incredible opportunity for leadership development. I was greatly enriched every time I went. They had an incredible variety of classes, and it's just such a wonderful opportunity to grow both as a PTA leader and a leader in general, because a lot of the leadership training that we receive in PTA reaches so much farther than just PTA. It reaches into our careers and to our everyday life. So I strongly encourage you to check it out, and see if you can work that into your schedule to attend. So today we have the opportunity to have our LGBTQ inclusion chair join us today, and Leanne is going to join us. She's going to tell us a little bit about the advocacy work she has done and some of the work she has done. We are so happy to have you here. Can you tell us a little bit about yourself before we get started?
Yeah, great to be with you all. This is the first time I'm with you guys, and I'm excited to be here. I can let you know that I have graduated an autistic kid and a transgender public schools to the table for sure. I'm passionate about helping our LGBTQ youth feel safe and affirmed in the school environment. I also serve on the board of GLSEN Tampa Bay. GLSEN is a great organization to be aware of. GLSEN is the nation's leading advocacy group for LGBTQ youth in the K-12 environment. That's our lane, is kids in the school environment. And we provide a lot of not only resources for starting GSAs, but we do a nationwide and statewide survey every other year to document the experience of our LGBTQ youth in the school environment, right? From everything from bullying to whether or not there's inclusive curriculum, that kind of thing. And so what I've been doing now, as soon as the lockdown started, I was immediately concerned about our LGBTQ youth in non-affirming homes. And indeed, it's some of the data that's starting to leak out, our concerns were justified, unfortunately. We know some kids have already been kicked out of their homes. Suicide attempts and suicide ideation has gone up, as well as depression and anxiety. So I thought, all right, what can I do about this? So I contacted the school district. I spoke to the head of student services, Holly Saya. There is a hotline phone number. So whether it's the youth themselves, if they feel in danger and they need somebody to talk to, by all means, they can use that number. If you're a concerned parent or a concerned friend, you can call that number. Also, if you're a concerned parent or a concerned friend over a child, an LGBTQ youth that you're worried about in their homes and you're not sure they're safe, you can, if you feel comfortable, you can certainly ask them, but you can also, all the student services on all the school sites are still reachable. So you can contact that student school site and say, hey, can you do a well check on this kid? I'm a bit worried about them. So I want everyone to know about that. And so then as far as, let's look at some resources. We know that when LGBTQ youth aren't out at home and aren't affirmed at home, their LGBTQ community is a lifeline for them. And right now they don't have that. So there are some organizations that they can turn to for help. For example, Metro Inclusive Help in Tampa Bay is fantastic, and they are doing all kind of virtual activities. And I want to say this ahead of time. We know that not all LGBTQ youth are safe in taking part in online activities, and we get that. But I want to let everyone know what's available. The Trevor Project is also great. It is not only a suicide prevention group, but it's also a crisis hotline. And in this time, their crisis contacts have almost doubled. So we know that there's a need there. And I would invite everyone to look at trevorproject.org, because they have Trevor Chat and they have Trevor Space, for example. And Trevor Space is not only a space where LGBT youth can connect, but it's also where allies can connect, or even people like me who's a parent. So that's really great. We know that one of the ways our youth are connecting is by connecting with their GSAs. So they're staying connected with their GSA advisors and doing a lot of that stuff on EDSB too. So take a look at that. If your school doesn't have a GSA, glisten.org, that's the other organization I'm with. We can help you with all the resources to get started. So, and you can even reach out to me if you'd like, and I can set you on your way. And you can also go on glisten.org. You can follow GLSEN Tampa Bay on Instagram and on Twitter. Our Instagram site's great. It really is good for resources. So I want to let you guys all know about that. Also, for next year, to get everybody thinking, for the first time ever, this year, GLSEN Tampa Bay has awarded scholarships. We've awarded 3 scholarships, a $1,500, $1,000, and a $500 scholarship. And it's for students that are involved with their GSAs. They can be LGBTQ, they can just be an ally. We're super excited about that. So get ready I'll be posting information for the new school year on that. And let me see if there's anything else I want to make sure you guys know about. And one thing to think about that if it doesn't touch your life, you wouldn't know about this, but for our transgender youth, when they log on to EDSB, when they log on to all of our online resources, it's in their dead name. And what a dead name is when a transgender child has transitioned, unless they've legally changed their name, which is expensive and a lot of families can't afford it, their EDSB account is in their dead name. And that could cause a lot of anxiety and depression for our transgender youth. So I wanted to put that out there to make people aware of it. Is there anything else I should hit on, Damaris?
So earlier we had talked about how there's so much work to do, especially when kids are not in an affirming home, and how it can feel like it's overwhelming and there's not much we can do to reach them. I just hope we can touch on the fact that it doesn't have to be gigantic. Our actions don't have to be huge to make a difference, right? As a neighbor,
Right.
as a friend, as a parent, I can encourage my child to reach out. I can reach out. And that's why our GSAs are so important, because it gives our kids an opportunity to connect. And so I think sometimes we get overwhelmed, as just people do in general, by the enormity of the situation. And so we should remember that small acts of kindness can make a huge difference. And so I just wanted to bring that up as well.
No, I do like that. And it's kind of like what I said. Whether it's you or your kid, if you know about an LGBTQ student, check in on them. How are you doing? Are you safe? And ask your student, does your school have a GSA? Because we know that when schools have GSAs, bullying rates overall go down. Bullying rates for all kids go down. Because it sends a message school-wide that we're a safe and affirming school for everybody. And so GSAs are really important for all of our students. And so ask your student if they have a GSA at their school. Most of the high schools in Hillsborough County have them, and a few of our middle have them. But they're very effective. So yeah, and like I said, check in on them. Ask them if they're safe. If they're not, then you need to get the wheels in motion, whether it's with law enforcement or the school district. Like I mentioned, you can contact the school sites.
And I think that was a really important point that you just said, that when we make our schools safe for our LGBTQ students, we're making our schools safe and affirming for everyone. And that's really what we want, is to have our kids go into an environment that accepts them and gives them the ability to thrive. Because when you don't feel accepted and loved, it's hard to thrive. It's hard to succeed, because you're already fighting against not being accepted. So thank you for that. That's really important.
Thank you for that too, and the data shows it. The data shows that a safe and affirming school is sending that message out to all of their students. Everyone does better, right? Yeah.
Yeah, the whole idea that we rise together, and I think, and back to an earlier point that you brought up, the mental health hotline, that isn't just for our LGBTQ youth. That's for all of our students. And checking in on friends is for all of our students. I know that my kids have checked in on their friends. I have checked in on my friends. I'm grateful for my friends checking in on me. This is difficult for everyone. The challenge with our students who are in a non-affirming household is that that's an extra layer of pressure and an outlet they no longer have.
Right.
And so,
and if they're not safe reaching out because they can't be heard or seen doing certain things, it's that much more important to make that little quick text. Are you safe? Are you okay? Just that, like you said, small gesture. For sure.
And like you mentioned earlier too, if your school does not have a GSA and you're interested in how you can ensure that you have one in your school, or your child wants to start one in their school, please reach out, and we can help you with that. That's what we're here for, is to assist you, and that's what Leanne does an amazing job with that. And we want all of our kids in all of our schools to have the opportunity to thrive and feel welcomed and loved and cared for. So I highly encourage you, like we mentioned the other week with diversity, equity, inclusion, that this time has brought to light how we are missing the mark in making sure that our kids have everything they need to succeed. And so what we need to do is not forget how we are missing the mark. And how we are not serving our students in the best way possible. And it's our opportunity to do better now that we know better.
Yeah, and I think it's important too for our units to understand what a community resource they are. So they're sitting in on this wonderful Facebook Live with us today, and now they can stretch their tentacles out to their communities.
Hmm.
And don't ever underestimate that.
Yes, yes, and that's the thing is and also we had talked about this earlier today, but don't assume that my experience is your experience, right?
Right.
Like we need to understand that just because I have a pleasant experience does not mean that everybody in my school feels loved and affirmed, or it doesn't mean that every parent feels loved. And so we have to reach out and find out how other people are doing and increase, that's why diversity in boards and our local units is so important, because then we bring a variety of experience to the table, and it helps us to do a better job
Absolutely.
of reaching out and including everyone. So,
Yep.
anything else you want to add?
And just one other thing to think about too is even in our experience, we certainly were an affirming household for our transgender child, but his school wasn't.
Mm-hmm.
So you can have the flip of that. And so that's why it's just so important that we do all work as a community
Yeah.
together for these kids.
Yeah, there's a reason that it says that it takes a village to raise a child, because it really does. I
Yeah,
I think about my kids, and I call them bonus moms and dads, and how, like, when I'm not enough to affirm them, their bonus moms and dads jump in and they affirm them, and it's so much easier, or when I'm struggling to affirm them, they jump in, and help me to get through, because being a parent is not easy. Um, it's just not. And so that's
no,
why we need each other, and we need the support, and it's so important to have. So
absolutely. And I invite anybody to reach out to me if they need any extra information or anything like that. So
yeah, same for me, and I can connect you because half of you have my cell phone number, so I can. And you only have my email address for the next 3 days. Not that I'm counting, but but Frank would probably be happy to forward things on to me too. So thank you so much. This is I'm I hesitate to say I'm grateful for the pandemic, but I'm kind of grateful for the pandemic in these ways, right? That it raises our awareness of where there is suffering, and it makes us better prepared to meet the needs. So thank you so much for joining us and for sharing with us. This is so important, that all kids are set up for success. And don't forget the mental health line. Please share it. If you're watching this, please share it on your local unit page, share it widely. That way, if our students need help, they can reach out. If our parents need help, they can share it with their students. So please, put it in your phone, share it on your social media. Kids aren't on Facebook, but you can put it on Snapchat if they allow you to see your Snapchat, and Instagram sometimes. So please share it and use it, because that's what it's there for. So, and thank you so much for talking with us today, and thank you for sharing what you do. It's so important. Um, so thank you so much for joining us, Leanne.
Thank you, Damaris, for everything you've done for Hillsborough County PTA. For sure, we're going to miss you.
Oh, you don't think you're getting rid of me that easy? I'm just taking an easier role.
Awesome.
So,
All right, thanks.
thanks. So, in closing today, I just want to say again, thank you so much for this opportunity to lead and grow and be stretched, and to just share with you. Like anybody, I have not done it perfectly. There's a list of things that I wish that I could do more and continue working, but this has been a great opportunity. Um, and if you haven't gotten involved in your local PTA, or in your schools or wherever, I encourage you to get involved. I know life is busy. I know life is hard. Um, I don't share this very often. I'm a single parent with 2 kids, and this whole time I worked full time and did this full time volunteer gig, and it was never easy, but it was always rewarding and it was always worth it. And I have never regretted getting involved in my kids' schools and my kids' lives, because now they have a sense of that is what they do, right? They get involved in the community, they share their gifts and talents and make things better. So please take some time, do what you can do and do what you do best, because it doesn't have to be work if you love to do it. Get involved, get active. At least fill out your census, please, and get involved in your kids' school. Take some time, and also take care of yourselves, because this is a hard time. So thank you for all that you do, for the ways you are involved, and for the way you love your kids and your friends, your kids' friends. It's so important that we're in this together. So thank you so much for joining me for this last time. I'm going to miss the 11 o'clock phone calls and things like that. But thank you so much. I know it's going to be a great year to come. I hope you guys have a wonderful week, and that you have some time to enjoy summer and enjoy your kids. Because even though it's difficult, there's a great saying that says the days are long. The days are long, but the years are short. And that is so true, especially now. The days are can be excruciatingly long, but man, it goes by so fast. So if you need anything, please don't hesitate to reach out. That's what we're here for, to support you. So thank you so much for joining us again today. We are so grateful that you take time to be with us, and keep working to support our kids, because they deserve the very best. So thanks, guys. Bye.